Hi there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here, and today we will be going over Bartimaeus and the Amulet of Samarkand by Jonathan Stroud. So this is technically a kid's book. It's not even young adult, it's definitely in the kids section. I think Amazon says that the ideal age for it is about 10 or 12, which is the age of our human character. This one has a 4.01 on Goodreads. I would give it a solid 5 of 5. So it's very well written, it's very entertaining, it invites you to keep reading. It is the first book in a series, but it sets up the series so well that you want to keep reading. So many books that are the first in a series either don't invite you to keep reading and they feel more like a standalone that the publisher is like, hey, you should write some more, or they feel like they're not complete, like you have to keep reading the series to finish getting the story. And this one tells a complete story, beginning to end, climax, all that good stuff, but you want to check in on the main character, which is Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus is a thousands-of-year-old genie. He is wisecracking, he is sassy, Mr. Sassy Britches, and he is way too sassy for his own good. He would much rather sass his opponents than work out a way around things. Like, he insults other more powerful demons and jinn as a way of fighting them instead of actually fighting them in a lot of cases. Our other main character is a 12-year-old boy named Nathaniel. He is a magician's apprentice, and he's learning to use magic, and he is too smart for his own good. That being said, this book does suffer a little bit from the grown-ups are stupid trope that you see in a lot of kids' books, but because half of the chapters are told from Bartimaeus' perspective, I think it kind of counteracts that. It's not all just, oh, grown-ups are stupid every chapter. You have chapters essentially from a grown-up's perspective, putting all the things that this kid isn't understanding into perspective. And for me, it kept me as an adult reader entertained and engaged. The conceit of the magic system in this is they're magicians. They're not wizards, they're not witches, they're not sorcerers, they're not mages, they're magicians. And they get their power by summoning demons. Demons being the broad term for jinn, for imps, there's several different kinds, mostly from Middle Eastern tradition. I imagine we'll see other sorts in the later books, which I fully intend on reading. Let me know if you want me to review those as well. Get their power by summoning demons to do their dirty work for them. So, essentially, you'll see, in the book, we'll see older magicians with, like, a little imp on their shoulder that's there to protect them and to go fetch things and do things for them. And there's different planes of existence. There's 7 main planes that we talk about, but there's planes farther on than that are mentioned. And so on our plane that we can see with the naked human eye, things will look one way. Like, you'll look at it, oh, that's a cat. But if you look at it on, like, the 7th plane, it's a jinn, or it's an imp or something impersonating that form. So it's kind of interesting. Our story starts with Nathaniel, the 12-year-old boy, summoning a jinn, which is well beyond what he's supposed to be capable of doing at his age. Like, this is a great feat. It's just well beyond his years, and this kid is very much the well beyond his years trope embodied. So he summons this demon and sends him off to go steal an artifact from an adult magician who humiliated him. And, like, he was showing off, and the adult magician got angry and humiliated him in front of a group of other magicians, and the boy wants revenge. So, another part of the conceit of the magic is that you have to know a creature's name to be able to control it, which is why the magicians do everything in their power to keep their names secret, to the point where families actually sell their children when they're about 5 or 6 into these magical households to become apprentices, and the child is instructed to forget their birth name. The master magician never even knows it, and they're assigned a new name for their protection when they're about 12. So they're just called boy or girl until they're about 12. So Nathaniel is actually called Nathaniel by his master's wife and by one of his instructors. And when the demon is lurking around spying on him, he hears the name. Well, now Nathaniel can't fully control him, so it leads to all sorts of hijinks and shifts the power dynamic in a major way. And that's kind of where our story takes off, is dealing not only with the ramifications of stealing this artifact from a rival magician, from a would-be rival magician, but also from not being able to control the demon that he summoned. So I would say it has a happy ending. I'm not going to get into the ending because I can't do that without spoiling the whole book. One unfortunate thing I feel like is that this book and subsequently its series were a little bit overlooked. I know I overlooked them. I was definitely in the age group to read it when it came out in 2004. Because it came out at the height of Pottermania, and there's a lot of surface level similarities. You both have a boy child who is in essence orphaned from his family and raised by strangers who don't care about him, gets taught magic and discovers a plot and is the only one who can stop it, and the adults can't do anything and it's all up to him alone. And yeah, that's similar, but this book is so much better written, and I feel like this would repay rereading, not only for the first book, but it would repay reading the series, which, like I said, I fully intend to read the rest of the series. It is, like I said, it is technically a kid's book, but Bartimaeus is such a sassy britches that it keeps an adult viewer entertained. It doesn't play down in the way a lot of kids' books do. It doesn't play down to the audience. So, have you read the Bartimaeus series? What did you think? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.